We're here for the deal makers, the revenue generators, the margin expanders, for distributors, manufacturers, and retailers, for the Lone Ranger, calculating rebates in spreadsheets, and the large teams overseeing complex deals. We're here to connect rebate experts with each other, to build a community of leaders and forward thinkers, to help you connect with other rebate experts so you can learn from each other and grow your careers. It's time to join the most exclusive community for rebate strategy on the internet. We're here for the rebate strategists.
And it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Mark, what's going on, man?
Well, I'm at a conference, so enjoying sunny Tampa and evangelizing, spreading the word.
All right, all right. Conference, evangelizing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Spreading the word, spreading the good word. You know what? This is an exciting time because you're at a conference and it's the great Rebaters. We're back. We are back every Tuesday. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining. Cole, I see you in the crowd. What's going on, Cole? Ashley, I see you too. What's up, girl? Oh, yeah, the Gator. So we got the Gator. We also have the Professor, which is Mark Gillum. And every other Tuesday, we come together to talk about everything rebates. You know, we like to dive into a lot of different themes. One particular theme that we want to talk about today, which we are excited about, and I hope you all tune into that video that we just showed, which is all about community, right? And we want you all to join the, enable community because, listen, there's a lot of people that are, rebate enthusiasts, strategists, and they're here to network, gain insights, gain knowledge. And what better way to do it, from thought leaders like Mark. Mark's a thought leader, right? And you're learning a lot at this conference, right? In terms of the people that you're meeting and so forth.
I tell you what, I've just been in just over an hour where they did a breakout session, and they were talking about the future of kind of this. So this is an NAED, so Electrical Distributors Conference, and they were talking about the future of what their industry looks like. And so this was really looking at technology. They were talking about how online marketplaces are affecting them. What is artificial intelligence? What are kind of go-to-market strategies. It's so insightful when you're having these conversations because it's more than just a bit of rebate. This is super exciting stuff, and yeah, really enjoyed talking about these things, and I'll definitely be putting a few posts kind of on the community, which is the kind of the theme of what today's about, because yeah, some of the guys in there, kind of presidents, senior vice presidents, that they were coming up with some brilliant stuff in terms of what they're seeing in their industry space, but also even things that they're not seeing or things that they're wary of. And so there's technology has such a role to play. Um, but my biggest takeaway was technology complements good businesses. It doesn't replace it. And that was, again, a big theme in what we've been talking about.
No, that's awesome. And that's the thing, right? It's like, if you think about the theme that we're talking about today, as you mentioned, community, the conference is an actual community itself in terms of people from
Hmm.
different walks of life coming together. And if you're talking about, the power of AI and what that means as technology evolves, it's about how can we simplify complex problems, right, from a business
Hmm.
point of view. So
Yeah.
having those discussions are highly valuable, which leads us into our discussion and our guest. Are you excited about today's guest? Do you even know this guest?
I, I, I know Kale very well. Kale is Mr. Community. He is an absolute legend when it comes to this thing. He's definitely one of the nicest people I've met, and yeah, he gets so excited about community, as we all do. But he takes it to a new level, and yeah, when he starts referring to nuggets of wisdom, yeah, it's brilliant. So I'm fueled.
All right, cool. And I know Cole's excited too because he likes your golf tee. He wants to know if you could send him one.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't had his socks yet, so I'm sure he's looking forward to that. What he needs to do is he needs to reach out to Ryan. So we've got Ryan here who works in the same office as Cole. So yeah, he needs to give him a nudge and see what he can smuggle back on the plane.
All right, cool. So without further ado, and Cole, listen, just be patient with us. You'll get your golf tee, you'll get your socks. You might get a whole wardrobe from Enable. Who knows? But let's introduce our guest for this week, and it's no other than Cale Parks, Senior Manager of Community at Enable.
Look at that.
Whoa,
Screen.
here.
Wow. I was gonna do some kind of like weird like creep in reveal thing, like hello, wipe the screen. Do one of those. Thanks for having me, guys.
No, thanks for being here, man. And you know, this show wouldn't be without you, you know, without a community guy, right? This is why we're here. Like, people are tuning in right now, and you know, this is a community, this is a virtual space, and you know, we obviously want to learn from you in terms of, you know, what the importance of community actually means to you, what it means to a brand in particular. Because we, you know, for me personally, I see it as an extension of one's brand, in terms of value, in terms of value add, in terms of, again, unlocking nuggets in terms of insights, knowledge, getting different people from different walks of life to continue having the conversation related to a, you know, a variety of different thought leadership topics. So, like, talk to us about like what community means to you. I just went on my ramble, but what does it mean to you?
No, absolutely. The community space is becoming bigger and bigger in online worlds today. It's just sort of like you've got your social media platforms, you've got your Facebook is your Facebooks, your Twitter, all of these things, but there's always there can be some negativity, or the algorithm kind of points you in a direction you don't want to go. But with these dedicated community spaces, people that are passionate about one topic, in this case, it's rebates and rebate management, going to a place where they can find other like-minded individuals and really keying in on those. Again, God, if this was later in the day, I'd be like, okay, take a drink every time we say nuggets of wisdom. But nuggets of wisdom, thought leadership things that, you know, you can really take home and stew on for a while and really learn. So, and it's also just a chance to get to know everybody, get to know about people's backgrounds. One of the things that, as we were developing our community platform, that we heard some feedback from different rebate managers is that, you know, they may be the only people at their company that work in that field, and you can be a little bit of a lonely space. And with the rebate strategist community, you know, you're not alone. There's people that are doing that across the world exactly like you. They're doing those roles, digging into the day-to-day of rebate management. So that's really what it's about, bringing people together, talking about things that everybody has, you know, common interests in. And yeah,
and it's really like a, you know, it's a virtual space, right? And the thing is, a lot of companies talk about the importance of community. It's like, I don't want to say it's a buzzword, because it's a, and it's not even nice to have, it's like a must have these days, right? In order to kind of have that connective tissue between, you know, your employees, your customers, and even prospects. Because imagine any prospect gets a view into what your community is like. There's that, you know, relatability in terms of seeing that stir of conversation that happens. And as you get a glimpse into, you know, how that engagement actually works, it actually builds a lot of intrigue and drives a lot of consideration for your brand. You know, as you started to build out this community, what are like some of the, you know, the things that you notice in terms of, you know, value add that's probably important for a community to actually have?
It's a great question. You got to have, you know, first and foremost, set up your house rules, set up your goals. Is it a brand awareness thing that you want to do? Do you want to just have people talking about what you're doing as a company? Or do you want to actually have that human interaction? So often I'll get DMs from people on the platform and talking about different things. And one person actually, you know, they were a little nervous to post. They were a little shy, which is totally okay. And they sort of said, you know, what should my first topic of discussion be? And I said, it's whatever you want it to be. And getting that behind the scenes, you know, chatter with people, you're connecting on a human level with someone who's not In my case, I'm not a support representative. I'm not a salesperson. I'm just someone that's there to help them get a better experience overall on the platform. So when we were figuring it out, you want to figure out what we were looking at demoing different platforms. In this case, we chose the platform called Mobilize. And do you want like a discussion forum? Do you want like a Discord experience, a Slack? And we just sort of thought that Mobilize would be the best for our demographic of users, and it's proven to be fantastic. We're having a great time in there.
Cool. And Mark, like, you're at a conference right now. Like, to me, again, that's an opportunity to kind of build community. But based on the people that you've met at this conference, like, what do you see, or what do you see as the opportunity for that extension and that bridge to our, any sort of kind of community channel, just like what Enable is trying to establish?
Yeah, I think, like you mentioned, a conference in a way it's a community type event.
Yeah.
And I know, Cale, you've mentioned as well in the past that as much as your community right now, and I call it your community because you've done so much great stuff with it to get it off the ground, is virtual. The plan is for it to be so much more than that as well. But to give you a real example, so yesterday we had a couple of kind of prospective clients come over and they're like, hey, rebates, love it. Can you show us a bit about the software? So we were giving them a demo, and then they started to take the conversation more than just product. They started to say, well, what do your other customers see? What do what works well for them? If we come to Enable, how can you help us beyond just calculating our rebates? And from my perspective, yeah, that's community. That is, don't take it from a tech company what you should be doing. Take it from your community. Take it from your peers. And what I love about the way the community is structured, if you've got general forums where everybody's there. If you want to talk just at a distributor level, or just at a manufacturer level, depending on kind of your background, you can take your conversation into the right place.
Right.
And I think that's so important because you want to talk to people who want to talk to you about the same thing. And finding, like you've mentioned in the past, Kel, finding the right audience to talk to, who actually do, they care about what you're talking about, is so important. So when I was speaking to this prospect, and I know I mentioned to you, I was kind of straight on the email, we need little business cards with links where we can say, hey, here's our community. You don't need to be a client of Enables either. You just join our community and learn from each other. This isn't about sharing secrets.
Yeah.
This is just about best practices. What's worked for you. What for example, if you're thinking even, I don't know, I'm looking at an ERP. Does anybody else on this ERP, and how have they found it works with Enable? Just as an example, something quite techie you could ask, or you could just say, we're thinking of deploying this rebate to grow our sales. Has anybody else ever had an experience of this? So you can take the conversation wherever you want it to, and the audience. We've got some really, really good people there. But what I like about it is from all different backgrounds and all kind of grades. So there's VPs and C-suite there, but then there are people who are kind of analysts and just finance, assistant finance people and that kind of thing. So whether it's from people using the software or people making decisions on strategy, we've all got one thing in common, which is rebates are ingrained in our working lives, and we can't escape that. And we're seeing, like your video talks about, we're that kind of silent minority that we're now giving a voice to.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of skill levels in our community. You've got, people that have been working with rebates for decades. What does that journey look like from old spreadsheets, but pre-spreadsheets even, to now having software like Enable? Someone posted recently, they were a newbie and they were just sort of like wondering, talking about getting that support from senior leadership, creating standardized form to simplify how the rebate programs are communicated to all the parties involved, all of these different things. There's always room for improvement, and you don't have to be sort of like a rebate influencer, so to speak, or someone that's been doing this for decades. Everyone's welcome. All skill levels are a part of it, and that's again what the community is about.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and I think to kind of wrap it up, it's like it's an opportunity to learn from each other, right? Like Mark mentioned, it's not about like shared secrets. It's just about just sharing in general. It's about humanizing, the brand, the experience. And I think that's the opportunity that community provides any brand, or even like Enable in terms of what you're doing, Kale.
Yeah.
And I want to give you an opportunity to kind of showcase some of the conversations and discussions that you guys are having within this community. So I'm just gonna pop this up on screen here, and you can kind of walk us through the experience.
Okay, cool. Nice. All right. So yeah, this is the main landing page. So it's called the Rebate Strategist Community. What we do, this is called the Lounge. So the main group, you've got all these like subgroups over here. The main one is called Rebate Strategists. This is a place for any and all things rebate aligned. We've got different things, like yesterday we featured Michelle. Got to know a little bit more about her. She's been active in the community since we first launched in October. I mean, this is a brand new baby. This thing is like a month and a half old. So a lot of growth happening. Just talking about her background and, what she's done, how she came to the rebate world. That's a great example. We have events that we can post in there, talk about, tomorrow we have our first coffee and community. I'm going to plug that in a little bit. And then just great, ongoing discussions as you scroll down. Mark had one on the impact of rebates and visibility, getting some great engagement in there from other people. I know it sounds super corporate right now. Great engagement, like awesome thing, but it's true. It's good. So we get, everything in there. And one of the cooler things that we can do, let's find Mirage's post. Oh, shout out Cole. There's one that he posted around Halloween, in the spirit of Halloween. Use your magic wand, little Harry Potter meme for the win. Love it. You can post anything in here, and no discussion is too high level, or you can be as detailed as you want. But really, Mirage posted something recently as well, and he asked about rebates in stock. Let's find that discussion.
And no, what I really like about this is like it's kind of got that Facebook, that LinkedIn look and feel. So in terms of how everything resonates,
Yep.
and it's kind of that familiar territory, and it's kind of provides that comfortable atmosphere that people are kind of used to from other social media platforms. So this is cool.
Right. And I want to emphasize, like, this is not just a space for internal Enable employees to post. This is for everyone. So you're seeing a lot of content from us because we want to hear feedback. We want to know as we develop our products, as we develop things that Enable, we want to hear from people that are actually using rebates. So this post by Mirage is a great example. Mirage is our director of product management. He asked, does your organization do rebates in stock? They're curious if the members of the community deal with rebates in stock. We're interested to talk to you about it. So, beta testing, early adopter type of things. We have those conversations in there, and you get to, interface directly with the people that are building this product. And that's just the value there is you can't put a number on that. So it's really, really awesome experience. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug tomorrow. We've got our first coffee and community. That is very much like what we're kind of doing here. We are going to be talking to Shannon Lemoyne from Hajoka. She's been doing this for 25 years. So Hajoka is premier wholesale distributor of plumbing, heating, and industrial supplies in the United States for 162 years. Shannon's been a part of that legacy for 25. If you want expert strategy, expert conversations, someone that's been doing this for that long, like Shannon is it. She's a great leader in that space. It's going to be hosted on Zoom. Bring a cup of coffee, share your screen, participate in chat, and literally just communicate and get in there and engage with other people in the community. That's what's so fun about it. This format for the coffee things, Coffee and Community is not really, it's less webinar-y. It's more of a conversation. We really want people to get in and just talk to each other about what their struggles are, their challenges, their wins, what their results are with their rebate strategy. And again, like talk about your background in the industry, what kind of led you to that place. So yeah, really
Kale,
excited.
can I just ask, does that cup actually exist? We need to get some rebate strategist community cups.
Swag is on the way. Fear not, swag is on the way, people. Yeah, we're
Brilliant.
talking about Yeti cups, but the classic white mug right there. That's a good one. It's an easy one, but
Yeah.
there is a swag project underway, so stay tuned for that.
Cole will want one of those too.
Oh yeah, and I want one of those.
Geez, we're just giving away everything, right? You go from mugs to socks, like to what? Bike attire?
Oh yeah,
Or cycling attire? Like we're giving away everything.
that one was really cool if you're a cyclist.
No,
Yeah.
but I love what you said there. It's like it's not so webinar-y. I know that's kind of like new word that we just created on the spot. That's cool, but it's more like a casual type of conversation. And what I love here is like, and you've kind of mentioned this about Shannon. It's like she's got 25 years of experience, right? That she's actually able to kind of showcase and demonstrate to everybody within the community where it's a spotlight for her. So it's good that you're not just focusing on enable employees, you're actually extending the opportunity and a platform for anybody that comes from externally to kind of provide a voice.
It's a teachable platform. It's teachable moments for everybody. And again, you talked to Mark about in the conference that you're at and these in-person events, and like how does community feed into that? We hope to get some in-person event meetups happening next year. So 2023, we're going to start doing these little fireside chat, coffee and community conversations over Zoom. That's going to evolve into meetups. Let's get people together regionally and have a cup of coffee, have a drink, have some dinner, and talk about things and literally have that in-person community feeling happening. So that's all part of what we're building here.
Cool. And I know Mark's gonna be part of those too, right? It's like, we have our customer advisory board meetings with some of our key customers to provide us some feedback, looking at product evolution. We're looking at, how we could improve the overall enable experience. And this, again, is just more of an extension to that. And you're going to probably have like a forum for those members to kind of, continuously have those conversations. So this is great.
Absolutely.
And I think the other thing as well here, Kel, is, you can be as open or as anonymous as you want. So if you're part of the community and you think, I want to ask this question, but it might be a silly question, you know what? Just send me a private message. I'll ask the question. And, for me, this isn't about Enable being the experts. This is about Enable allowing everybody else to be the experts and share those insights. And that's kind of what I love about it. I prefer people ask the question and we can comment on it just as every other customer can. So it's dialogue. This is not kind of, one-way traffic.
Yeah, no, this is a dialogue. Pull it back to the Stratford office. This is a Shakespearean dialogue. This is not a monologue. We are talking as a community. Let us know if there's questions. Like it's a safe space. Like ask any questions you want. There's no wrong answers, no wrong questions. Love this, by the way. This graphic, the event today. So
Shout out to Tommy. Shout out to Tommy.
Shout out Tommy. This is like
that's a good one.
This, yeah, it's like it looks like a boxing match or something. Like you guys are going up one on one against each other. It's really cool.
I just love Mark's expression there.
Versus the Gator. Love it.
Oh my god. No, it's all fun. Like what is like the one thing that you love most about just managing a community?
Getting to know everyone. Getting to know everyone and getting those personal relationships. When I see new people join, makes me happy. Knowing that people are finding us out there on the internet, and that people are, coming in with a purpose and they want to learn more. And when I see a member make a post and another member replies and supports them, that's like the best feeling in the world as a community manager. So, keep that coming. But yeah, that stuff makes my heart, little emo flutter there. It's good.
And that's
So-
actually the truth. I've seen Kale when somebody has posted and he's messaging me going, "Oh my God, have you seen this? So and so's posted. This is absolutely brilliant."
Yeah.
And yeah, it is genuine excitement that we're gaining participation, and we're having really good conversations about things that in your own company you can't have these conversations because you're the rebate person. So you go to speak to somebody else and think, what on earth are you on about?
Yeah.
Whereas here, you can ask the question, and whether that is something strategic, something technical, you can ask it. And it's, and I think people are just, and when you ask it, people are not just yourself, Cal, but people are overjoyed that they can actually they can answer it as well, and they can share their knowledge. So yeah, no, it's great that, what you're doing, because in the UK, communities are not probably as big as what they are kind of, over in North America. But what
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying to see is that a lot of my kind of British counterparts are getting into it. We're a bit of a tougher crowd. I get that. But yeah, kind of Michelle, she's, I think loving it. She's, you know, I think she's of the,
speaking of Michelle, she actually put a comment here. I know it says LinkedIn user, but I got multiple screens. So it's okay. Shout out to Michelle. She actually said it's refreshing to be able to speak to so many people who understand rebates. Look at that.
yeah,
Timing
brilliant.
was perfect for you, Mark.
Yeah, there you
Amazing.
go.
Hi, Michelle. What's up? This is awesome. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And, you said that's what it's about, is like talking to people. I actually made the mistake of sharing my entire screen, and you could see the people I'm having DMs with in there. That it's just, it's great. You can talk to people and grow your network, and that's another big part of it, is that feeling of you're not lonely. There's other people working with rebates, like they just said, and meet other people. If your team is hiring, and you think there might be a role, this is
Mm-hmm.
where you're going to find the experts, is this space right here. So yeah, absolutely.
And I think the other thing as well is, in the past, before this, if you needed that kind of advice, you'd be going to your accountants, and you'd be getting a bill for that. Whereas now you can actually go and speak to people who do it day in, day out. We're not billing for this time. This is part of, Enable's kind of vision of more than just software. This is, yes, we're doing it because, it associates Enable with rebate management, but it is actually something we believe in as a business. And we bringing people like yourself in, Kale, who are kind of experts in community, I think is so good to see, because I wouldn't know where to start. But and the energy you bring day in, day out to that process. Yeah, the accountant in me certainly wouldn't do that. Well, you saw it when you left me in charge of the community for 1 week.
Oh, yeah.
And
You did a great job.
yeah,
You did a great
yeah,
job. I had to go on
no,
family vacation, and you took over, took the reins, and nailed it.
yeah.
Now,
Well, it's very kind of you, but yeah, never leave an accountant in charge of a community. It's
the accountant may what, just like turn it into a pivot table? No, that's not gonna happen.
Mark, you're
No,
really
no.
your marketing muscles, your marketing muscles are growing. I can see you flexing and growing,
Yeah.
and you're doing a great job in this new role.
it's nice of you to say
I
that.
hang out with some accountants. All my golf buddies are mostly accountants, and
We're exciting people.
keeping. Yeah, you are. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm in marketing. Why don't you keep score? So I leave the scorekeeping to my accountant golf partner. Shout out John if you're watching. But yeah, man, this has been a pleasure.
No, I love it. And as Mark said, like he said the G word, which is genuine. Like you are a genuine, authentic person. And we appreciate your personality in particular, because it's not easy. This is not easy at all to actually manage a community, keep it the content relatable, relevant, and constantly keeping that flow in feeds of information going. So no, all kudos to you, man. No, and you've been doing a really good job with it.
Oh man, I wasn't expecting that feedback. Thank you. This is very flattering. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for doing this series and for having me. Like I said, I'm your biggest fan. This is episode 3, but I've been to all of the previous 2, and I still haven't gotten my socks, but I'm hoping.
Yeah. Speaking of socks, Mark.
Oh,
we're giving away socks, aren't we?
We are. Sorry, I'm not organized. 1 second.
Everybody, in order for you to win a pair of socks, if you haven't joined the Rebate Strategist community, it's in there, scrolling across your screen, go to www.rebatestrategist.com, join the community. Kale's welcoming you. We're giving away socks.
Literally just go in, post a discussion like, hey, I heard there was socks in this place.
Yeah,
you get them.
First 3 people that join get a free pair of socks today.
You know, our first snow here in Kansas City last night. So, you know, some warm, cozy socks, they go a long way, keeping you toasty and warm around the winter. So just saying, get out there.
Yeah.
I gave a pair of socks to a lady earlier who doesn't wear socks, but when she has to go through the airports and they make you take your shoes off, she's got a pair of enable socks now just for that, just to put on her feet to walk through airport security. So, you know, these socks they're getting everywhere.
And with the holidays coming up, stocking stuffers, you need literal stockings for the mantelpiece. What better stocking than an enable sock?
I can imagine these hanging from the fireplace and kids thinking they are amazing.
I'm getting social media content ideas right now as we speak. It's going to be incredible. Show off your enable stocks on the mantle, people.
Love it. All right. Well, everybody tuning in, thank you again. We will be back in the next 2 weeks with a brand new guest, but shout out to Kale for joining us. And if you're catching this on replay, thank you for watching as always. Again, we're giving away socks. Look forward to that and join the community. Please do that. So we're here signing off. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks, Kale. Thanks,
you guys.
Mark.